Picture this. A guy steps up to the line. No defenders, no clock pressure on his body, just him, the ball, and a hoop 15 feet away that he's made 1,000 times in practice. And he misses. You think the free throw is the easiest shot in basketball. Uncontested. Same distance every time. Same routine every time. And yet, it's the shot that breaks the most hearts in the final 30 seconds of a close game. That's not a coincidence. That's a documented pattern. And once you understand why it happens, you'll never watch a free throw the same way again. Here's the twist nobody tells you. Choking isn't about being scared. It's about thinking too much. Researcher Sian Beilock has spent years studying what happens inside of an athlete's brain under pressure. Her findings point to something counterintuitive. The more a skilled athlete consciously thinks about their own mechanics, the worse they perform. Free throw shooting is what psychologists call a closed skill. It's automatic. It lives in muscle memory, in the part of the brain that runs on autopilot once you've drilled it enough times. But pressure hijacks that autopilot. It drags the motion back into conscious thought. And that conscious thought is slow, clunky, and was never built to fine-tune a wrist flick happening in half of a second. This is sometimes called paralysis by analysis. Your brain starts narrating the shot instead of just running it. Elbow in, follow through. Don't short arm it.
When I had short little stubby arms.
And the second you start narrating, you've broken the rhythm that took thousands of reps to build. Now here's where it starts to get interesting with real numbers. Researcher Lior Toma analyzed over 2 million free throw attempts across pro and college basketball. In the final 30 seconds of close games, WNBA players were nearly 6 percentage points less likely to make the shot. NBA players dropped to about 3 points. Even college men teams slipped. The shot didn't change. The hoop didn't move. The only thing that changed was what was riding on it.
Pause.
And it gets weirder depending on position. Centers, the players who rely the most on raw size and the least on finesse shooting, show the steepest drop off under pressure, falling from around 70% to barely over 50%. Guards who shoot constantly and have drilled the motion into pure reflex barely flinch. The less automatic the skill, the more pressure has to work with it. So it begs the question, what's really happening in the brain? Researcher Vikram Chib and his team at Johns Hopkins found something fascinating about how we frame the stakes. It's not just pressure in general that causes the dip. It's how loss averse a person is and whether they're thinking about the shot as a chance to gain something or a chance to lose something. People who hate losing more than they enjoy winning tend to choke harder. Their brain treats a missed free throw less like an opportunity blown and more like a threat to be avoided. And threats make us tense. Tense wrists do not make jump shots. There's also a classic idea in psychology called the Yerkes-Dodson law. Performance and pressure follow a curve, not a straight line. A little bit of pressure actually sharpens focus. That's why pressure free throws, the ones with zero stakes, aren't always the best ones either. But push past a certain point and performance doesn't plateau. It collapses. Too little pressure, you're sloppy. Too much, you choke. The sweet spot is annoyingly narrow. So how do the best free throw shooters in history avoid all of this? They don't actually think during the shot. They think before it. Elite shooters build pre-performance routines, the same dribble count, the same breath, the same spot on the rim that they stare at every single time. Researchers studying quiet eye training, the practice of fixing your gaze on one target right before you move, found it consistently helps athletes perform better under pressure across multiple sports, not just basketball. The routine isn't superstition. It's a way of tricking the conscious brain and staying out of the way long enough for the automatic brain to do its job. There's also something oddly human about it. A study on basketball players found that something as small as a friendly pat on the back from a teammate could improve free throw performance. Not a pep talk, not strategy, just a brief, warm, physical signal that says, "I got you, homie," seems to quiet the exact threat response that tanks performance in the first place. So the next time a player steps to the line with the game on the line, you're not watching a test of skill. You're watching a real-time battle between the automatic brain that already knows how to make the shot and the conscious brain trying to butt in and help. The hoop hasn't moved, the mechanics haven't changed, Only the stakes have. And the players who win that internal fight aren't the ones who care less. They're the ones who've trained their brain to get out of its own way. Picture this. A guy steps up to the line, no defenders, no clock pressure on his body, just him, the ball, and a hoop 15 feet away that he's made 1,000 times in practice. Now you know why he sometimes misses, and why some players almost never do. If your brain just got a little smarter, and you didn't have to run a single sprint to do it, hit like, hit subscribe, and send this to a friend who always blames the rim. New videos drop regularly, and the next one might just explain why you choke too.
Big pause, big pause.
See you in the next video.
Or else